believe we peaked in the 90s. Come on, come on, come on, prove me wrong. Tuck your friendship bracelet back in your shell suit sleeve. Come on back in time with me. Arvid again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Man, Ramos is enjoying his lovely bed, able to lay down on it and rest, recline as he sees fit. It's the joy of mods. There's a lot of sandbox options that you can go through. If being able to use the furniture more realistically was one of them, yeah, we would have it turned on. Thankfully that is something they have implemented into the next build. Yeah, I was in full belief that I'd be able to carry the progress and the character across into the next build. Sadly, that's not the case. So much of the game has been overhauled, even down to the buildings themselves. A lot of them have had basements and things added to them now. A few more just have more detail to them. But a few of the buildings have been redesigned with an extra floor and things. So yeah, it's understandable that you have to start all over again. But yeah, Ramos is preparing for the long haul. Like eventually he could take on the whole map. He wants to have all the skills eventually, and have the ultimate fortress of a base. Future-proofing for when NPCs and raiders come in. Yeah, sadly, his preparations are in vain. He doesn't know that. Just gonna prepare anyway. All characters in Project Zomboid are ultimately doomed. It would take a very long time to go through the entire map, loot every single container, kill every single zombie. Probably naturally get all your skills maxed out over the course of that. Even if you could survive all that, all those brushes with death, it would take so long they'd probably bring out a new release and you'd be you'd run out of time. And with the new releases having more areas unlocked, you know, more places to investigate and raid. So yeah, it's not really a game I think you could 100%. You could give it a good go, but it would take a very long time, even if you were flawless. Yeah, there's always some point where you lose concentration. A bad tactical decision, and that's you done for. Next character. Yeah, it says when you first load in, this is how you died. It's not a game that you're supposed to win per se. That's why I see most people aiming for 100 days of survival.
seems to be the benchmark of success. If you can survive for 100 days, it's assumed you could survive indefinitely. And certainly with our longer days, we're able to get more done, get more areas explored, more time for activities, trying to level up our skills, make progress with our base building. Certainly hanging on in there for longer than a year if you were doing the 1 hour days. Yeah, not feeling rushed is a privilege. That would be the first thing I would recommend to anyone who's considering taking up the game. Give yourself more time in a day to get things done. There's so many pressures in the game. You don't want time to be one of them, especially in the early game. When you're learning, you're getting the hang of things. You're dying many, many times. You want to be able to get more done in the day or two that you do survive before things go wrong. Trying to tidy things up so we can get the metal containers in front of the windows. Can't access all of the boxes the way that we had them stacked up in the corner there as well. I don't think we need all that space for clothing. There's only so much clothing we need. It's more likely we're going to get non-perishable food that we want to put in those boxes. So get them moved over. So he's managed to get a little bit of raiding done. Bumped off a few zombies. Survived another day. So catch up with his programs. Alleviate some boredom. Settle in for the night. Getting a bit more savage with the editing for the second half of the playthrough. Actually fit in 4 days in one episode. First quadruple day episode. Yeah, we'll finish watching our program. Get him off to bed. Working on our foraging. We want to make sure we've got a book to read. Keep working on leveling up our skills. So much better having the option to lay down or just sit on the bed for a while. Just contemplate life. Rather than instantly standing up when you wake up. It's good to have the option to just lay there and think, oh God, I thought it was all a dream. Sadly, I'm in the zombie apocalypse. Weight's going up, he's overweight, oh no. Got a healthy zombie kill count. Doing pretty well with our skill progression. A few things teetering on the edge of leveling up. Give ourselves another opportunity. Reading a book. back on the raiding. Again, we've got plenty of rural homes dotted around that we can go through. Getting some more windows. Yeah, we need plenty of windows for our base design. Same with these crates. They're good for storage. So, as well as taking construction supplies, can start to take the crates themselves. They look okay in most places. Yeah, taking the big metal shelves and these crates, it's generally the best look and the easiest things that you can come across. Most common good containers to take. Again, it depends on the size and style of your base. If your base is fancy, maybe you want a different style of containers. Or like us, having a massive base, you want a variety of containers. A couple of every different type. Just to add a bit more detail. So the base isn't kind of samey. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used the concrete powder to mix concrete and lay it down anywhere. Not sure if we could pour it as flooring. I never lay down a layer of wooden flooring. Like I could do that with our kitchen area that's technically outside, sort of concrete. Our little study and everything. I reckon if I put down a layer of wooden flooring, I could certainly put down like black and white tiles for the kitchen, etc. if I thieved them from somewhere else. But whether or not I'd be able to pour concrete on it and make it look like this room we're in just now, not quite sure. Leave a comment if you've ever successfully used the concrete powder. What is it for? Does it actually have a use? Yeah, they speak about learning curves for a game. This game is difficult when you first start playing from a survival standpoint. You're overly worried about the zombies. And they're a massive threat when you haven't got a handle on the combat. And zooming in and getting your trigger dead in line. Your sort of reticle. And you have to make sure you've got that angle just right, so you're actually aiming at the zombie and not just past them. Even after hundreds of hours at this point in, it's still easy for me to misjudge, misaim, get chomped. No one's safe really. Yeah, I doubt we're going into the centre of Louisville at any point. If we do, you know, there's a stash. Probably surrounded by 1,000 zombies. Yeah, I've never been to Louisville. I've tried out each of the starting locations that you can choose from. Different spawn points in each of the towns. You can't spawn in Louisville directly. Unless you use a mod, I guess. But yeah. It didn't last very long in the other locations. Riverside became the place where I was surviving the longest. And over time becoming familiar with the layout of it. Yeah, I just wanted to keep coming back here every time. Yeah, we'll get him doing his exercises. It's a little bit of a hassle that you have to get everything re-equipped. You could drop it all down on the ground before you do the exercises. At least then you won't be overburdened. But I think that helps build you strength if you're overburdened when you're doing the exercises. The exercise that we're doing the squats aim to help us with our fitness, but when we're overburdened and we're exerted, I think it's helping our strength as well a little bit. Caught a frog, that gave us loads of XP for foraging. A froggy friend, fantastic. Yeah, with the higher levels of foraging, you do find more interesting stuff. Yeah, that vehicle does look in good condition. A truck with the open bed. But it's actually completely totaled. Sometimes they look okay, but their condition's all in the red and they're no good. Abundance of sledgehammers this run. Still never found a katana. I've got plenty of sledgehammers. Doing pretty well with the machete as well. Managing to keep the condition pretty well. We've got a couple of spares as well that are also in perfect condition. So we shouldn't complain. Yeah, katana is seems to be super rare. I've never ever found one. Would be good if you're trying to collect one of everything. I think they appear mainly stuck in zombies. But it's very deceptive. Sometimes you see a zombie with something stuck in them and you think, oh yeah, that's a cool knife, and it's just a butter knife and it looks like a big kitchen knife. Like the models of what's stuck in them don't always accurately portray what's actually stuck in them. I've got excited thinking that a butter knife is a kitchen knife and a kitchen knife is a machete and a machete is a katana, you know. Yeah, not always easy to tell. A lot of times you'll see a zombie with something stuck in them and think, brilliant, a new weapon. And you fight him and you take him down and yeah, it's something rubbish, it's a spoon. Oh. Sometimes the weapon's not in good condition. Oh, sneaky. We even pushed on the door to see if we could bait them into a response. Didn't get any response. Yeah, different tactics for going through doors into the unknown. Yeah, always got to be cautious. Can't be too careful in this game. No one can accuse you of being too careful, too cautious, taking too much time to do something. Slow and steady stays alive. So we're going to get this gas station hooked up with a generator. I doubt the first gas station close to the base is going to run out. But it's good to have an alternative. There's plenty of cars still over in this part of the riverside area. So if they do need fuel and nothing else, at least we can get fueled up here if we have to. Got our bag that we dropped, but it's just got a March Ridge map in it. Yeah, nothing that exciting to come back for. But we did return for it. But not even the bag itself interests me anymore. Yeah, that was certainly more desperate times. Surrounded by the undead, having to jump over fences into the unknown just to try and get away from them. Yeah, you can relax a little bit once you've quote-unquote cleared out the zombies. But you've always got to be aware that they do move around a bit. And you pretty much never got them all. Maybe left one or two stragglers behind. Maybe they're in rooms that you never went to. They were just never aggroed. Yeah, you can never be totally relaxed. It certainly shouldn't be. Yeah, complacency. A lot of the time just being tired because you've played it too long. It's very engrossing. When you're playing for hours, you just get tired, you lose your concentration. Easy to get sloppy and start making mistakes. Yeah, much like your character, you've got to be disciplined. Get enough sleep so you can pay enough attention. Making good progress. We've obviously hit up these places before. And we're just making sure that we've got everything. Got another mousetrap. We've got a good collection of mousetraps. Doing pretty well with our window acquiring as well. Again, just want to open them. If there is a zombie going to approach out of nowhere, I want them to just come straight through that and not break my precious window, so I have to go and get another one. Yeah, there's no real way of repairing it. You gotta remove it and go and get another one. Seriously doubt there's going to be any zombies that actually make it to the base. But just in case, you never know. You've got to prepare for every eventuality. Got ourselves another van. Head back to the storage place. Lots of good shelving here. The good shelves. Yeah, this place is always good for getting generators. It's good to have them for all the gas stations. Get everywhere hooked up. Just in case you sort of get stranded somewhere. Be good to have a sort of semi-nomadic existence where you go between the gas stations. If you've got a generator at each gas station, and sort of a mini base that you can fall back on. Go further afield on adventures, and just retreat to the nearest gas station. That could be a good way to play if you're trying to get through more of the map. Yeah, quite ambitious. That's another thing that'll get you looking too far ahead. Not spotting the zombie that's right next to you. Yeah, getting more bits and bobs from these storage places. A lot of it we're not going to need, but we'll take what we think is useful, including the generators. They are super heavy. Yeah, still plenty more electrical items to disassemble. Obviously it's a limited area that we're covering. Not sure we'd be able to get up to level 10 with the electrical. Yeah, we'll try and disassemble absolutely everything that we find. See how far we get. Yeah, he's getting tired early. Calls for a coffee. Taking the vitamins to sort of keep yourself going with the pills only keeps you going so far. Coffee is definitely the way to go. Yeah, even the places that we've been to a few times, still zombies lurking around. Whether they've come in from surrounding woods or whatever, where we didn't see them the first time around. Whether they were in the buildings all along, and we just missed them the first time around. Yeah, we're getting plenty of chipstone in our foraging. Helps us make the stone axes, which is the most useful thing that we can craft. Help us chop down trees, which in turn gives us more tree branches that we can make more axes with. We can align our metal shelves directly over the windows and get some stuff popped in the shelves. There's no way the zombies are getting through there. Set up our toolboxes on the outside of the bar area, assuming that we're going to continue our extension and make a garage of sorts. I do like the idea of having the big American school bus with all the metal attachments to make it a cool post-apocalyptic vehicle, like spikes on the front of it so you can just ram through the zombies. Yeah, I need to max out a few more skills before we could get the mods to do that. Yeah, I like the idea of having space for that. A garage big enough for a longer vehicle. Just woke up super early, so it's raining. Just not quite ready to get another book on the go. So it's time for some VHS entertainment. Hopefully all the tapes that you found are rewound. I can just imagine he finds a cool tape in the apocalypse, like, yes, it's a cool movie I've not seen. Slides it out of the case. Oh, it's not rewound. Got some sci-fi, exciting. It's like Terminator, but different. Yeah, the in-game entertainment, always top-notch. Only problem is sometimes the colours clash with your background wherever you are, you know. I like to use a range of different colours to represent different people speaking, which is a fantastic idea. Some of the colours are a little bit garish and you can't really read what's being said. Yeah, gonna change outfit. Get the dirty clothes away into the washing machine. Yeah, the long johns are great for tailoring. We've got all these opportunities, all these different slots, all these different patches on and off. Saves a lot of time. Yeah, clicking, then speeding up time, then clicking, then speeding up time. Patches on, patches off, patches on, patches off. Yeah, the bigger the garment, the more patches you can apply on and off. The faster you'll level things up. The thread is the limit for your tailoring, really. That's why you need to rip up all the zombies' clothes so you can get thread. You get the little sewing kits. They'll have thread in them with a needle. But often the thread is not full, it's not a full spool, you know. Oh, fantastic. We've returned to where it all began. The office for the trailer park. And I thought, hey, we got through all the trailers, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think we ever raided the main office. Like, fantastic, this will be just a little nip in and out, you know. Nope. It goes to show how many are still kicking around here. It's good to draw them out, in a way. It's good to get them out into open ground. I remember when all the zombies were piling through the window. Terrifying. Yeah, our man's like a veteran of the zombie war by now. Takes it all in his stride. We're gonna fully go through these. We're just gonna get all the things that we didn't take the first time around, all the non-perishables basically. Anything else that we see. Any TVs that we need to disassemble. We saved a couple that we could still watch our programs. Yeah, the days of TV, yes, it's all in the past. Everything's on tape or nothing at all now. Yeah, the luxuries of the time before the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I guess we still could find a few episodes of TV programs that we haven't rewatched. There's a few things missing in our collection. The woodworking in the survival program. Again, we want to steal a lot of these cars. Take them back to our base. Can leave a few next to the other gas station. As sort of backup vehicles. Should things go wrong, sort of out here, and we need to leg it back towards the base. Got to make sure we go through all of the things in the car as well. In the back or in the glove box. This is us finally in the little office building. Would be sort of the manager of the caravan park. Presumably would stay here. It's got like a front reception area where they would maybe sit during the day and give advice to people or answer queries or whatever. That's that one done. It should be straightforward, in theory, to get through the rest of the trailers and get the non-perishables without too much hassle. Yeah, the generic books. Something we're starting to pick up. Something for the long term. And because we have more storage, we've got the room for things, why not? Take things we're probably never going to need. Yeah, we're not finding any other survivors or people to try and claim all the treasures of Riverside. May as well hoard them all like a dragon. It's good in these more wrecked locations, derelict houses and trailers and things. There's piles of rubbish. Sometimes you can turn on the foraging and find something. Yeah, I do enjoy the foraging. I can't believe how to use generators was in one of the trailers all along. We missed it the first time around. That's gold. Yeah, it goes to show, you know, we think we raided everything, we thought we got everything, we didn't actually go through every container fully. Not very diligently. Cooking up fish, not a good idea if you want to lose weight. Yeah, quite filling, the fish fillets. We've got to ideally have little lamps with battery connectors and batteries in them. We've got heaps of batteries. We're not going to run out of batteries. So if we do want light in the room, yeah, it's better that we use the little lamps than drain more of our generator's power than we need to. Move this water collector. Out here for just now. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to work on that garage extension. Yeah, getting ever closer to the next level of foraging. It's a win-win. It's good that you get more and more interesting and useful stuff as you level up. It's good that we've got a use for it. Encourages you to keep doing it. Like, we don't have much reason to level up our fishing skill. If we couldn't farm any food and we couldn't find any food in the beginning of the game, we had to rely on fishing. Sure. Some of the skills engage you more, encourage you to use them more, reward you better. Yes, where the rain brings them out. There's a lot of you weren't aware when the alarm went off. We're now certainly within range of it. Once you start chopping them down, it is a bit of a chain reaction. It does draw them in when they can hear the slaughter. Got plenty of ciggies. More likely to run out of ignition sources before we run out of ciggies. That's another reason it's good that we keep finding more zombies. As well as giving us digital watches to disassemble for our electrical XP. It can often bring us matches and lighters. There's a mod where you can find tobacco seeds and grow your own tobacco. I've not seen it in action. I don't know what you do with the papers. You have to rip up newspaper or something. Yeah, I'm sure we've got enough smoking stuff to keep us going. Hungry, but we want him to lose some weight anyway. Dehydrated meat stick. That's all you're getting. Presumably that's like a pepperami. Yeah, certainly plenty more zombies kicking around. For us to get complacent and say, oh yeah, it's going to be nice and easy to go through the trailers. We're going to encounter next to no resistance, it'll be fine. Yep, here come another 50 zombies. Yeah, we've definitely got more combat skills now and experience. It's better that we're taking them on now than right at the start of the game. Guess there was plenty more up on the road. Maybe where they've come down from. Sort of occupy the space a bit better. Spread themselves out a little bit more. Yeah, the migration of zombies is a bit of a mystery to me. I know it happens, but yeah, not quite sure about the details. Seems pretty random to me. Must be some sort of rhyme and reason to it. Okay, we've got still a few vehicles here that we can load up and take with us if we can. If we can get them working. Pretty sure that station wagon's pretty got stuff in it from last time we thought it was going to be a good idea to take that. Sure we started loading that up the first time around. Might still have stuff in it. Yeah, we're getting there. Being thorough. Making sure we're going through and getting everything. Like the good loot goblin that we are. Making good progress. Taking things off our map. We're getting certainly enough stuff to make it worthwhile. Probably never have to rely on this for sustenance, thankfully. If we do, we've got all the gear, you know, we've got a bowl and a spoon and everything. Can be classy, don't have to just like tip it out of the tin. Survivor style. Also like student style. Who doesn't want to do any dishes. Another sink in and plumbed. Top up our generator. Don't need to do it that often. Thankfully it's lasting us pretty well. Fixing it up. Managed to tip us over the edge for a level of electrical. Yeah, gotta slow but steady. Get that electrical level up. After making the battery connectors, I'm not sure what use the higher levels get you. Pretty sure that's as far as I've got. I found a usefulness for it. Being the higher level. But yeah, we'll keep going. Might see an option pop up for something that wasn't there before. It does give us another book to read. Hopefully his weight's going back down again. Hopefully he can lose this underweight trait, this overweight trait. Yeah, neither are great, you know. Want to be nice in the middle. Yeah, reading outside's good for boredom. If it's raining, you get wet. Yeah, make sure and dry yourself off. Have a stash of towels so you don't catch a cold. Got a battery powered light up and running. Things are going very well. Not to curse it. It's up at 5 a little early. Never mind. It's raining, never mind. All is well. He's got a book to read. Again, he's getting hungry. We don't want him to put on any weight. Cigarette for breakfast for you. Just like the models. Hopefully if we give him a salad. Lots of leaf. Not too much exciting things in it. Can keep the arrow going down for a couple of days. Lose the blob icon. Cheese is not going to help. Hopefully it's going to put the unhappiness, reduce the unhappiness of it. There we go, that's better. Yeah, we want his food to make him slightly happier for eating it, rather than slightly less happy. So yeah, he reads through until midday, so he has to have a break for the all-important Siggy. Get another salad. Could maybe add enough condiments and stuff to reduce his boredom a little bit. It's a factor that can be affected. Yeah, the more things that you can add as a spice, as it were, can help with the unhappiness and the boredom. The shortcut is just eating the candy. If you want to make everything last, or you don't have anything like that, yeah, just go and sit outside. That'll cure your boredom. Helps if you've got a nice secure roof you can go and sit on. You can relax a little bit, knowing that you're not going to get crept up on. Alright, salads for everyone. Yeah, we've got more condiments over here. It's a lot of the sort of same stuff. Nothing too exciting. But you can't add a whole bunch of things to it. It'll let you add 6 ingredients and then loads of condiments. I think I was up to 8 and it was still letting us put in a 9th one if it wanted to. Yeah, all of that I don't think will help with the weight situation. Yeah, food that makes you happy when you eat it usually doesn't help with your weight. So get some farming done. Another level up. Making our progress. Realigning our furrows so they're in line with the windows. So when the sun is shining, our metal walls aren't inhibiting the sun shining on our crops. It's probably not a thing, but for realism. You've got to be immersed in it. Another book we can get on reading. After a little generator maintenance, back on the mission. Find yet more zombies. Yeah, the trailer park is the place that just keeps on giving zombies. I'll try and get around a few more of these trailers before we have to retire for the evening. Tired already. Do have some pills on us to combat that. Only really need them if we're planning on fighting more zombies, which could happen at any time. You don't really want it to go to the second stage of tiredness if you're going to rely on the pills. Because once you hit the second stage of tiredness, you could just seem to chug the pills endlessly and they don't actually bring you back. If you're first level tired, and you've been first level tired for a little bit, you can let it go a little bit before taking the pills. Yeah, if you let it go too far, their effectiveness seems to drop down dramatically. taking any coffee the first time around, but we'll see if we come across any coffee. Be of more use. I think in emergency situations, you can just eat the raw coffee, or if you find a tea bag, you can just eat the tea bag. I'm sure that would give you a lot of unhappiness. Don't think that would be a very pleasant experience. It certainly gives you a boost. You're no longer tired. You're sort of full and sort of unhappy. Yeah, it's a good thing. Keeping herself prepped up. There are still zombies trying to sneak up on us. Diving through windows, trying to eat us. Trap doesn't seem so bad. It's not always obvious why the vehicles start to fail. Once they conk out on you once, like once the electronics go, you have to restart the whole machine. Like, nah, it's not a good sign. If you've got the luxury of having average condition vehicles, you can just go get another vehicle at that point. Yeah, do it. I think it doesn't really break the realism of it, you know? Realistically, if you were the only person left and there was a bunch of vehicles everywhere, yeah, sure. You would just, like, go find another one, wouldn't you? Spend a long time learning mechanics so you could fix the one vehicle up. I don't think that's very realistic. I'm gonna run back to try and cram in just a couple more trailers. Get our vehicle trailer. Close to getting everything ticked off in the trailer park. Not quite. You don't want to push your luck, because it will immediately run out on you. Yeah, get a few more things placed in here for realism. Our lovely bedroom. Come back next time and pick up where we left off from. Until then, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.